educational game to teach children approximately ages 4 to 9 how to read time on an analog clock, and also for educators and parents to track the progress and level of engagement for each child in the game. The game was designed to be appealing to children using gaming research to motivate self-directed learning. And as part of the rewards component, children play through various levels to collect ingredients to make a sandwich. Then they have the option to shake the phone to wake up and feed Mr. Wolf. We also have voice instructions incorporated throughout the game to make it as interactive as possible. To measure level of engagement, the game tracks the amount of time it takes for each child to get to the correct answer, and an emotion survey pops up at the beginning of each level to ask them how they're feeling at the moment, and the 3 options they can choose from are happy, bored, or sad. The game progresses in 5 levels that are organized into sub-skills based on research on math instruction. Children are more successful if they're gradually introduced to more complex concepts, and so these 5 levels are indicated in the blue box on the bottom left there, and that reflects this gradual progression.
So over here you have a block diagram showing the overall structure of the application. As you can see, it's divided into 2 main sections: game sections, which will be for the kids, and administrator section, which will be for the parents or the teachers. So in the game section, from the main menu, there are 3 modes. Practice mode, where the kid can learn how to tell the time. Game mode, where you have the levels and gain rewards. And reward mode, where you interact with Mr. Wolf. The practice mode and the game mode both use the interactive clock, which uses touchscreen functionality, while the reward mode uses both touchscreen functionality to make sandwich and feed Mr. Wolf, and accelerometer to wake up Mr. Wolf. In the administrator section, there are 2 areas. One is user management, which has a list of the users, so you can add new users, edit new users, and delete users. And then for each user, you can see their playtime and survey information. This information is how long it took them to answer each answer, whether it was correct or incorrect, and their mood at the time based on the mood and surveys. All the data is stored on a local database.
Allow me to start the demo of our app. Here's the main screen of our app. There are 3 main buttons on the screen to allow the player to navigate through the various features of our app. And to communicate this navigation clearly to the children, our target audience, we integrated a tutorial button on the main screen. There's this question mark here. You guys ready?
About the audio.
The audio is off. Okay, the audio is off, so.
And we'll just do it with the phone's audio for now.
You guys have to watch that again.
Hey kids, I'm Mr. Wolf. The challenge is to collect different ingredients, then build a sandwich to feed me. Go to the practice section to see how it looks. Click here to see your ingredients.
So that ends the tutorial introduction of our app, of the 3 main buttons. So let me go ahead and go to the practice mode. In this mode, a user can interact with the virtual clock by spinning the minute arm on the clock face. And once the finger is released from the screen, you can hear the time being sounded out. I'm going to go give this back to Gordon.
Alright, so the gameplay mode, you press play. You can see the progress. This person's on level 1 in question 4. There's now a user survey, so let's say I'm feeling sad. It'll say sad, and then you'll see the question. So the first style of question is to complete the numbers in the clock. So I put the 5 where the question mark and the 5 should be, and the 10 where the 10 should be. And it'll make a nice sound, and it said good job at the top. If I were to get it incorrect, let's say that I put the 11 at the 8th spot and the 8 at the 11th spot, and I press select, the phone will vibrate. It'll say try again audibly and on the screen, and the button will turn red. So if I move it back to the correct spot, you'll see good job. Now I completed a level, so you'll see that I earned a piece of bread. I'll keep playing to show you the other type of questions. Now I'm happy. So set the time. It's similar to the practice mode, but because this is an early stage, you can only move the hour hand. And I've set it to 8 o'clock, and I get it correct. If I were to get it incorrect, you'd see it vibrate and turn red and say try again. Then when I set it to 3 o'clock, it's correct. The third type of question is multiple choice, so we'll show a time on the screen and you have to choose from one of 3 times. So here I press 1 o'clock and it shows correct. Right now we'll take you to the administrator settings just to move on to show you
Those
how
are
that
the
works.
administrator setting. The administrator section allows an administrator to choose a player. And allows the administrator to add a user from the bottom of the screen, or select a player, let's say Drew, and allow so 3 options. Administrator can edit the personal information of Drew, or view statistical data collected from Drew and delete Drew. So let's look at the statistical data of Drew. This table here, it presents for each question Drew answered, the number of attempts before Drew answered that question correctly, and the time it took for Drew to answer, to make such an attempt. The last column keeps track of Drew's moves at various stages of this game. I'm going to give it back to Michelle to demonstrate the reward section.
So now I'll show you how the child will interact with Mr. Wolf. So clicking on here takes you to...
I'm gonna take a nap. Click ready when the sandwich is done. Then you can shake the phone to wake me up.
Did you guys hear that? So I'm going to just go ahead and make my sandwich based on the ingredients that I want. That. So I'm going to press ready. And I'll take me to Mr. Wolf. So he's sleeping, and I'm going to shake the phone to wake him up.
It's lunchtime already. I sure am hungry. Beef and sandwich to me, please.
So that was the instruction again. I'm going to drag the sandwich closer to his mouth. And feed it to him.
Nom, 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 nom. Thanks.
And
There are 3 key learnings that we took away from collaborating on this app. The first key learning was we should have gotten feedback from our intended target audience, children, in the very early stages of the development process. The next key learning was we should focus more on communicating the game objectives to the intended target audience during our design phase. And the last key learning was we should integrate using version control software.
okay, some of the future work include using the demographic data collected from our own educational research purposes. We also considered improving engagement by setting a time limit to questions, having a more Tamaguchi-style Mr. Wolf. So if you don't know what that is, it's a digital pet that is in the game, and to have a variable reward system. And we also considered increasing user functions such as having the option to put your own questions, edit the frequency of the mood survey, and to be able to send the data to the email. And that concludes
A bit of a technical question. For the interactive elements, what sets of libraries did you guys use?
Not really. We just basically manipulated image views based on the coordinates of the
Okay.
screen.
I think I missed it. How did you trigger the administrative settings?
Oh, the settings button? Oh, sorry. The settings button.
We use the settings button on the phone instead
Oh,
of having a button on the screen.
Oh, okay, it was just, okay, so, 'cause I'm just wondering, because
So-
you don't want the kids getting into the administrative settings, right? So,
Right.
it might be something interesting locking down.
So, quick question, why ages 4 to 9? It seems a little old, or am I wrong?
Every child develops differently, so we're starting at the lowest levels, and usually we teach how to tell the clock up to around grade 3 or so. So ages 4 to 9, depending on where the child is, it seems appropriate.
Do you think it could be a 2-year-old or 3-year-old might be up to this as well?
No, because in 2-year-olds, if they know numbers, and they have to know how to manipulate a phone as well.
We've seen the videos of 2-year-olds trying to make paper, they think paper is now a phone, so it's stuff.
I think with technology, it really pushes their limits, so we can use this to see how far.
I'm just curious.